Alright you lot, grab a brew, mute Q and brace for impact. This is your daily dose of gaming Hellwire, where news gets punched, patch notes get grilled, and hype train gets derailed on full tilt. 5 stories, full fire, no shite. Let's get stuck in. Battlefield's latest patch just confirmed what we already knew. Bullets were ghosting harder than your ex. DICE put out a statement like, "We're aware of rare cases where a bullet doesn't do damage." Rare? Mate, pulling trigger and getting knocked is Battlefield 6 experience. It's not rare, it's Tuesday. Turns out certain attachment combos were breaking damage registration. Yeah, your gun's not broken, your grip is having a panic attack. You slap on a sight and a suppressor and suddenly your rounds are being filed under suggestions instead of damage. This ties straight into Bloom problem, which Nero Cinema just tore into. Bloom, for those who missed lecture in Sadistic Shooter Design 101, is where your bullets decide to go anywhere except where you're aiming. Imagine your crosshair is a helpful liar. You think you're hitting chest shots, game thinks you're painting sky. It's like dueling with a hosepipe in wind tunnel. The bot fixed it now, allegedly, supposedly, so we'll see if your bullets finally remember how to hurt people instead of floating past like polite recommendations. But here's the question. How bloody hell did it even get through QA? Was it blindfolded? Or what testing just one bloke yelling, "Yeah, feels fine," over Teams? Actually, scratch that. Battlefield Labs. That's who handled testing. All bloody crowd of gamers got early access to report bugs, give feedback, all that jazz. Did none of you lot notice this? Really? We're 6 days past launch and Nero Cinema spotted it from one match. Either you didn't test it properly or you were too busy trying to unlock your next skin to notice half at guns weren't firing blanks. This is price for outsourcing QA to hype chasers. You don't get testers, you get influencers chasing highlight clips. Test guns, not your brand loyalty. This is Battlefield, a game about gunfights, not throwing tickles at enemies and hoping for emotional damage. If I line up shot, I want blood, not blanks. Fix your guns, DICE. Fix your system, and maybe next time, test your attachments before they turn your AR into a water pistol. Now stop pressers. Battlefield 6 is actually done it. 7 million copies sold in 5 days. That's not a launch, it's a bloody heist. $350 million raked in. And for once, nobody's demanding a refund mid-tutorial. And madness deserves it. Battlefield's finally put down duct tape and delivered a game that don't feel like it's held together by unpaid interns and trauma. No AI bots clogging server like a school trip to war, no laughable movement mechanics, just raw, clean chaos, served hot with a side of, you remember this being fun, don't you? Steam carried it out, 3.5 million units, over $220 million just from PC lads with RGB strips and trust issues. PlayStation wasn't far behind, and even Xbox limped in like lad who forgot his own work but still gets a participation medal. And this isn't just some marketing hype job with influencers getting early copies and NDAs tighter than a nun's knickers. People are playing it, properly, smashing through maps, squad stacking, even talking in chat without death threats. It's like Golden Age and Battlefield clawed its way back out at grave. Overlap stats are hilarious too, 87% crossover with Call of Duty. Of course there is. Every burnt out COD player's legging it to Battlefield like a witness protection program. But don't get too comfy, EA. Don't you dare think this gives you a free pass for 2042. You deliver now, you keep delivering. Cause moment this goes sideways, we'll be back with pitchforks, patch notes, and a list of broken scopes. But now, you get nod. Battlefield 6 earned its cash. Miracles happen. Still waiting on you to fix menu UI though, you lazy sods. Destiny 2 just speedran full life cycle are a bad idea. From rollout to regret in record time. Say hello and goodbye to unstable cores. Latest dog egg Bungie dropped in Edge of Fate expansion before setting it on fire and acting like no happened. So here's what they did. They added a new currency. Of course they did. Bungie can't finish a sandwich without adding 3 types of bread and a limited time mayonnaise. Unstable cores were meant to be power-up gear. What they actually did was gut build crafting, add another tedious grind, and punish you for experimenting. You wanted to try a new weapon? Better remortgage your Space Shack, Guardian. That infusion cost thousands. Meanwhile, Battle Pass were just getting these things out like Halloween sweets. Completely broken economy. zero consistency. Every player hated it on site. You could see devs panicking midweek. And now, Bungie's pulled ripcord. Gone. Yeeted. Banished like your will to log in. They're even giving out 777,777 cores as a consolation prize, which is basically a middle finger dipped in glitter. What hell am I meant to do with Monopoly money now that bank's shut? Let's be honest, Destiny's in bin right now. Steam player counts dropped harder than a Titan after a disconnect. 16,000 people online at peak. That's not a player base, that's a support group. 2 weeks ago they backtracked on power level resets. This week it's unstable cores. Next week? What? Deleting Zavala and replacing him with a vending machine? Bungie, listen. Stop inventing new ways to ruin your own systems. Every patch shouldn't feel like playing whack-a-mole with your own features. Stop overcomplicating everything. At this point, Destiny 2's not a game. It's a bloody tax form wrapped in sci-fi. Now then, for once we got a mobile game announcement that don't smell like crypto ads or TikTok brain virus. Sonic Rumble is dropping this November, and it actually looks like Sega part plot, and didn't immediately shred it for gacha tickets. This thing's Fall Guys if you gave everyone super speed, a vendetta, and sugar high. You dash, jump, shoulder barge, and grief your mates in 3D chaos so colourful it could burn your retinas clean off. Arcade Royale at full tilt. And get this, it's not just another lazy Sonic spin-off. It's good, like suspiciously good. Devs actually listened to feedback, built proper progression, crew events, new game modes, cosmetic unlocks that don't feel like pulling teeth. Even UI's been cleaned up so you're not swiping through 17 menus to equip a bloody hat. They even revamped new player onboarding. Translation, you can actually play a game instead of reading 6 pages of tutorial boxes. Shop's been balanced, rewards have weight, everything screams we gear toss. And I don't know how to feel about that in 2025. And yeah, it's mobile, but it don't feel like it was designed by a casino. Feels like a game, not a slot machine with hedgehog skin. I'll be there day one, sweaty, screaming, trying to body check tails off a platform like it's personal. This might be the first mobile royale I actually respect. Sega, if you don't screw this up, I'll be shocked. Impressed. Slightly terrified, because if Sonic Rumble hits ground running and actually delivers, every other mobile dev better start updating the CVs. Finally, Asus and Microsoft dropped ROG Xbox Ally X, and reviewers are doing cartwheels trying to figure out if it's genius or just really sexy financial mistake. It's 900 quid, that's Xbox branding, RGB lighting brighter than a Twitch fail compilation, and enough power to run Elden Ring while crying in 4K. Specs are meaty, Ryzen Z2 Extreme chip, bigger battery, better thermals, they even made it comfy to hold, so you can burn your wallet and your hands at the same time. Games Radar and IGN are drooling over it like it's second coming at handheld Jesus. Verge, bless them, are stuck calling it great while poking holes in UI like it's a leaky dinghy. And here's catch, it's still Windows. Yeah, it boots into full screen experience to hide shame, but let's not pretend you won't still end up alt-tabbing through frozen update screen while your toast gets cold. Battery? Still shaky. Screen? Still 1080p from last gen. Integration? Xbox in name only. More like Game Pass kiosk with extra steps. It's not a true console handheld. It's a very shiny portable PC that wants to cosplay as one. And for nearly $1,000, I expect foot rubs, free games, maybe Phil Spencer personally handing me a biscuit. Now look, I've already got OLED Steam Deck sitting pretty, thanks. Proper controls, proper screen, proper support. I'm not ditching it just cause Asus added RGB and a fancy grip. But I will say this, it's nice seeing actual competition in space. Makes Valve sweat, keeps innovation moving. It's good for all of us. So if you've got money, curiosity, and no attachment to your bank balance, go ahead. Test pilot away. But me, I'll be over here playing God of War at 90 minutes per charge, with black levels deeper than Bungie's design meetings. That's your daily dose of gaming carnage, patched up promises, and portable power strolls. Like, subscribe and all that bollocks. Drop your comments and questions below with your strongest opinions or your weakest texts. If you're lucky, I'll give 'em a roast. And I'll see you next time, you magnificent